Hi, welcome back everybody. We are the second grade team and we're here to tell you a little bit about this year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Bedwell, and I am one of the second grade teachers here at Monica. This is my second year here at Monica, but my 6th year teaching. I have taught second grade through 5th grade. I graduated from the University of Arkansas with both my bachelor's and master's degrees. I have been married for 8 years to my husband, who is also my high school sweetheart. We have 3 dogs, and we absolutely love spending time with them. In the bottom, you can see Dunkel in the middle. If you look to your right, it's kind of hard to see her, but that's Cora, and then the dog to the left is Macy. I have one older brother. His name is Alex, and he is married to Bree, and they both live in Chicago. And I also have 4 brothers-in-law, Landon, who lives with us here in Oregon, and then Brad, Matt, and Thomas all live in Arkansas, along with Valerie, who is married to Matt.
Hello, families. My name is Mrs. Robb, and I'm one of the second grade teachers here at Monica. I've been teaching for almost 20 years now, both in the classroom from preschool through middle school, and a number of years in outdoor education. It is my 4th year at Monica, my 3rd and 2nd grade. My bachelor's degree is in marine biology, and my master's in education, and my teaching credential, and I got the ESL endorsement at Pepperdine University. My little bit about my family is I have a husband, Douglas. He's from South Africa, and we've been married 23 years, coming up this week. I have 3 children. My oldest is an adult. Ian is 18, Caitlin is 16, and Braden is 14. They both will attend Sunset High School this year. Can't believe my baby's going to be in high school. And we have 2 dogs. Kanzi is 7 and Kion is 4. And even though they are really big, like Clifford, they're goofballs, just absolute goofballs. So I'm sure that you will hear and see about them throughout the year.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Cho, second grade teacher here. This is my 5th year teaching at Monica, and it's also my 5th year teaching overall. I got my bachelor's degree from the University of Oregon in international studies, and I minored in Chinese. And then I got my master's at Lewis and Clark College. I'm also endorsed with ESL. I have one brother who's 7 years older than me, and we are both the first to graduate in our family from college, and also the only 2 to complete graduate work as well. And I am completely obsessed with my dog, Obi Wonton Kenobi, and my new puppy, Ruthie Vader Ginsburg, who I got this summer.
Hi, Monica friends and families. This is Mrs. Salva. I'm one of your second grade teachers. And I have worked at Monica for the past 5 years. I've taught 1st and 2nd grade here. My experience begins a while ago, just about 17 years ago, I believe. And I've worked in my home country in Romania, where I taught 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. And that brings back really sweet memories. I almost looked like the kid's older sister. And that is where my passion is in my teaching experience. I've also worked at different colleges. I've taught French and English as a second language to international students that came to the United States to study. I've worked in different schools, like a French school, but my biggest draw is my biggest joy, let's say it, is working with kids in my community and watching you grow and supporting you learn along the way. My education, most of it happened in Romania, my early education. I went to college in my hometown, Transylvania University, and then I transferred here and I finished my bachelor, and then I got master's degrees from Portland State University. I have a master in TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages, and one in French, and then my latest one is a master in education. I am married with Tom, and we have 2 wonderful kids. Tomitza, my older son, is in 8th grade now, and Isabella is in 5th grade. And I'm really happy to say that I raised them bilingual. They were born here, but we spoke to them our native language, which is Romanian, since they were babies. And today they can read it and write a little bit of it, and they speak to their grandparents in that language. And I truly am a promoter of teaching your child. If you have in your heritage another language, teaching them that language, nurturing them to understand it, it completes a human being and makes them a lot more ready for what comes ahead. It develops them into whole human beings. So I am very happy to be working with you this year. I'm excited for the new school year. It's going to be an unusual one, but I have a great team to rely on, and together we will go through this and we will make it work very well to the best of our abilities. I'm really excited to start the school year. Welcome to second grade.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Carnivale and I am an English language development teacher. What that means is I will be working with students who have been identified as English language learners. At Almonica, we're very lucky to have a co-teaching model, which means that I will be working with your students in collaboration with their classroom teachers. I'm in my 16th year of teaching, and this is my 5th at Almonica. I'll work with 2nd graders and 5th graders this year. My family and I are recent transplants from California, and that's where I went to college. My family, who are pictured here, are my husband, Paul, my 2 sons, Rowan and Finn, and our new puppy, Cricket. We enjoyed a lot of family time this summer and took advantage of getting outside as much as possible. I hope you all have a great school year, and I'm looking forward to getting to know your students.
Hi, Almonica families. My name is Emily Logazino, and I'm a reading teacher here at Almonica. This is my 13th year working in education, and it's my 3rd year here at Almonica teaching reading. I'm really excited to support your students with reading and writing this year, and I'm looking forward to meeting many of you.
If you are wanting to get in contact with any of your child's teachers, the best way to do that is through Seesaw Messenger or email. Good times to contact your teacher would be before school from 8 a.m. to 8:25 a.m. and then after school from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m.
This year, we're going to be using a class app that we've created. It's a Google-based app that you can save and bookmark on your phone. Each teacher will have an icon in the app that you can access, and it'll take you to their own app, which will have things like an agenda, Zoom links, announcements, any other resources that we might provide or ask you to go to. And on the front homepage, there's tech support. And if you missed this presentation, or you want to look back at the video or the presentation, or you missed the Q&A later on in the week, then you can go ahead and look at that as well. And there will be resources, things like tutorials on how to access Seesaw, how to access Clever, Dreambox, how to read with your child, questions that you can ask them, writing prompts, etc., anything else that might help you support your child at home. We will be bringing this to you soon. We don't currently have a link yet because we're still working on making sure that it includes all the resources that we want you to have.
The learning standards covered for 2nd grade for reading, beginning with decoding when that's proficient. We'll also be building their stamina and their comprehension at all reading levels, making sure that they're understanding what it is that they're reading and using the strategies that they need to come across more challenging words as the year goes on. In math, we'll be covering place value, addition and subtraction. They'll need fluency through 20, but then we will be working in addition and subtraction all the way up through hundreds, time and money, measurement, geometry, and then word problem solving. We'll be problem solving in all different aspects of math throughout the year. just combining our reading and our math. We also will, in writing, be working and looking at 3 different areas. There are the conventions, making sure that our capitals and our periods and such, grammar, making sure that our sentence structure is correct, and then also the structure of writing itself, whether it's opinion writing or personal narrative or whatever. So there'll be different aspects of writing to be looking at and developing and fine-tuning throughout the year. For social studies, we're beginning the year with identity and diversity, race and racism, Indigenous people's history, change makers, the people who are working to make change in our world, and the actions, as well as the 2020 election that's coming up. For science, wonder and discovery is a pretty broad topic, so we'll be working with different themes in that, but that's the concept for the entire school year in every aspect, actually. We want them wondering and discovering and asking questions, but we'll be integrating engineering and landforms, matter, and life science all across the board, and we're hoping to have that very interwoven with our reading and our writing and our math. So it's not just a science time, it's literally embedded throughout the year. We, for health, the Aaron's Law will continue to cover nutrition, disease prevention, and then growing and changing, which is, just life and development, working with plants and animals. Okay. So progress communication. How are we going to communicate with families? How are the teachers and the families going to communicate so that we can be working together as partners to make sure that our students are completing work and getting the concepts? Each teacher will have probably a little bit different way that they're going to have their communication flow between our families, but there will be seesaw updates. There will be periodic email check-ins. You are welcome to contact us to initiate that if you feel that we're not contacting you as often as you would like. We also will have Zoom family time. So if you want to meet face-to-face, just contact us and we can easily set up that one-to-one so that it is just your family and the teacher, and we can really break it down. We can literally show you our screen to see what things have been submitted, what things haven't, show examples of things. And then there will be the grade report cards that will come out just like in a normal school year. Not last year, but in a normal school year, they'll be out in February and in June.
Support services. At Elmonica, we are lucky to have a lot of support for our students and our families. We have a wellness team. This is Mrs. Hastings, who is our student success coach, Mrs. Kenyon, who is our counselor, and Mr. Nelson, who is our student manager. We also have Mrs. Logazino, who is our intervention teacher. We have me, who is your ELD teacher. And new to Elmonica this year and IA support is Miss Moon.
Attendance and participation in the fall this year are going to be significantly different than the spring remote learning situation, in that attendance and participation are required. They're mandatory per ODE requirements, and teachers will be taking attendance every day at the end of the school day, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We will mark the kids absent if they have not at all engaged with us. And it doesn't have to be a live engagement. It can be if the kids couldn't log on to Zoom, but they log on to Seesaw and they turn in assignments, then we mark them present for the day. Now, for later in the day assignments that are turned in after 4 o'clock, we will check student work and go back and mark them present for the day if that work is submitted prior to the next morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that is how attendance is going to happen. Now, that is not the same as participation. So participation is means that kids will be graded. We will be assessing them and checking the quality of their work. And students are expected to be engaged and produce quality work and turn it in. My colleague will explain a little bit more about grading, but as far as participation, kids are engaged with teachers between 8:30 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon. And there are various forms. There can be synchronous learning, which is live direct instruction, and asynchronous learning, which is recorded lessons that we guide the kids and support them completing. After 2:30, our direct involvement, let's call it like that, teacher engagement ends, but kids are still supposed to be doing applied learning, or you could call it independent learning. And that may be finishing something they did not finish, an assignment from the earlier in the day, or it may be independent reading, which has to happen every day, and there is a required 30-minute independent reading time. Applied learning or independent learning means doing math work, and that may be Dreambox, which is also a required 30 minutes a day, or other math activities that we would assign throughout the day. And also, it implies working on their writing, and writing for at least 10 to 20 minutes every day, depending on the speed your child writes with, but writing every day. And that is applied learning or independent learning. All of this work is going to be graded. Parents will be receiving feedback, and it is crucial because kids will be learning new content for their grade level, and they cannot do it if they're not involved. So that is attendance and participation during comprehensive distance learning this fall.
So there are some expectations that we have on Zoom and Seesaw. Zoom expectations, I feel like, are pretty similar to in the spring, just a little bit more tightened up, because this is now school. This is how we're going to be learning. So we want to make sure everybody is successful. Please be on time. Come ready to learn. Come in a learning space, and Allison will talk a little bit more about what that looks like. When you come to the classroom, come in muted. Have all your materials ready and with you, so that you're not getting up and you're going and grabbing something and then coming back. No food. Drink, like water, is okay. Please use the bathroom before you come to your meeting. And also, we expect students to be participating independently in these sessions, meaning there's no one in the background, there's no parents giving feedback, anything like that. This is supposed to be, as if they were in the classroom. On Seesaw, we will be checking assignments and grading them on a scale from 0 to 4. 0 is if the student turned something in, but the work is missing, or it's blank, or there just was no effort put in. It has nothing to do with the assignment. 1 is developing, meaning the student tried, but it's clear that the student doesn't understand the concept or needs more support. 2 is nearly proficient, meaning they're almost there. 3 meaning they've got it, and 4 meaning they've exceeded expectations. So this is very similar to how we do the report card, with the addition of a 0, because what we're finding is some students, they don't put anything on there. And we want them to put something on there to show that they're giving some effort and they're actually learning something.
How to be successful. We understand that online learning, it can be difficult, and we wanted to kind of give you a few things that might help you and your child be successful this year. Something that's really important is that your child has a quiet place where they can be focused and ready to learn. This might mean that they have a space that doesn't have a lot of distractions in the background. There's not a lot of people around. Maybe they're not by the TV. Whatever that might mean for your child, it's important that they are able to stay focused. It's also important to have good lighting. We want to be able to see their faces and be able to see when they're thinking, if they're showing their work or anything like that. It's important that your child is up and ready for school before our first Zoom meeting starts. That includes eating breakfast, so that way we're not eating breakfast on camera. On Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m., there is a webinar that you can register for, so that way you can kind of figure out ways that you can help overcome some of the challenges of remote learning. Some materials that you might need at home that'll help your child be successful: a whiteboard and marker. We gave these out in the spring. If your child doesn't have one, you're also able to purchase some at Dollar Tree. They need one notebook, some sort of colored writing utensils that can be crayons, markers, or colored pencils. They need a pencil, a glue stick, some white copy paper, and then also some sort of counters. It can be anything that would help them be able to do one-to-one counting. It could be candy, it could be beads, whatever it might be that you can find at home that would help. And last, we are going to be creating some tutorials that will help you as parents, help your child navigate through all of our different systems that we're using. You'll be able to access those through the class app that Ms. Cho talked about earlier. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us at our virtual back to school night. We hope you enjoyed learning about your teachers and the upcoming year. If you still have any questions that are left unanswered, you're welcome to join us at our live question and answer session on Zoom Wednesday, September 9th at 6 p.m. And there will be an email going out with the information on how to log in. If you're unable to make this session, feel free to email us any questions that you have, and we will answer them live at that session. See everyone soon.